I'm Robert from dolphinstreet.com. Today I want to talk about the Hendrix chord. Now there's usually two different chords that people might refer to when they say the word Hendrix chord. So maybe the most famous, the most common one would be this chord. And all this is, right now I'm playing in the key of E. Hendrix usually turned down a half step to E flat. But if we're going to go with this key E, then this is an E7 sharp 9. And first of all, let's look at the first three notes. Ring finger here, index finger here, and middle finger here. It sort of creates a triangle. Now this is a dominant 7 chord form, and it's actually quite useful in its own right. So you can move it around and play dominant 7 chords. E7, A7, B7. Alright, so now we'll build on that and add the sharp 9 with our pinky there. A normal, so to speak, 9 would be like that, a 9 chord. But we're going to raise it to be a sharp 9. So now we get that cool tension with the major third and the sharp 9. Like this cool dissonance that makes this chord sound so awesome. So if you play in the key of E, you can sort of play some rhythms on the low E string, and then you strum that chord. However you want. I think it works really well for playing funky grooves. Okay? Great chord. Now, let me show you a couple different spots you can play it at. You can also do it up here on the A string with your index finger, and then you just bar 3 strings below. Then you get that note as well, which adds to the complexity of the chord. Or you can even use the bottom string too. In fact, I think Stevie Ray Vaughan maybe have ended a song or two with this chord. Cool. Now, if you want to play this same chord starting on the low E string, you can of course play it. In this case, we're going to play A. Start with the same triangle shape. So we have an A7, and we add on the pinky here now. Not there, because that would be just the major third note, but we're going to go for the sharp 9, which is there. The grip looks different because the guitar, because of the way the guitar is tuned with the B string, which is tuned differently than other strings. That's what gives you this grip when we start on the A string as a root note. But if we do it here, we'll have to use our pinky on the same fret as the ring finger. B7, sharp 9. Of course, up on E you could, which is what we did, but we skipped the root note. We had this one like this. You could do the same thing, which is really hard to bend, to fret 4 strings like that, as well as playing the root note. So I usually don't do that. Okay, now for this, for the A1, you could also start on the D string. And what I'm doing here is, I'm here on the 7th fret, ring finger, index finger on the 3rd, on the 6th fret on the G string, and then I'm barring with my pinky here on the B string and the E string on the 8th fret. So that would be the same thing as playing if we use the previous grip that we learned. So that can be handled as well. See, we can do it down here too. Or you could, if you wanted to, you could of course go like that. Or if you're playing A. But I find that is a tough grip to do fast. So I usually just bar with the pinky instead. Okay? Great chord. Now the next one would be this one. And that's a one that Hendrix used often when he was playing, especially softer ballads and stuff. So all we're doing here is we're playing a major triad, but we don't play it like this. Like we could, it's basically this chord, which you already know, I'm sure. But we're gonna play it with using these fingers, and then we put the thumb to play the bass note on the low A string. So we're actually not playing the A string at all. We're kind of just muting it with this finger, with the ring finger. So that means we have now the pinky is free to do little cool things like that. And of course you can even skip using the ring finger just like that. You can skip it and using it as a little way of playing little melodies. So you actually then mostly playing those three strings and the bass note with the thumb, and then you're using either your ring finger or your pinky to play little ornaments. And here I'm actually playing a B minor chord, but I'm using the same technique with the thumb in the bass. Pretty cool. It is a cool chord to use, because you can make a little bit more than it's hard to play that kind of stuff when you're using this grip. So Hendrix used this a lot. You can see it in the videos on YouTube. Quite a bit. Okay, so there you go. 2 cool Hendrix chords. The dominant 7, sharp 9. And the major chord with the thumb doing the bass note. But as you can see, you can also do minor chords.